This video is intended for any student taking an AP Language and Culture exam, and we are talking today about the argumentative essay. It is the second task that you do in the second part of the exam. So you're getting a little tired, you've just written the email, you don't get a break, and you have 55 minutes of essay writing in front of you. Yay! So how do you go about this? It's actually really simple. There are a lot of myths on what the essay should entail, and I'm going to explain flat out what you should do. So first of all, you have 10 minutes to read and listen to all the sources. There are always three sources. The first one is an article. The second is some type of graph or table, and this tends to be what I like to call the neutral source. And then you have a listening, some sort of an interview or file that you get to listen to twice, and you get a little tiny bit of space to take notes. Helpful. After these 10 minutes, you need to decide what your argument is based on the sources. And there's always a question that you have to answer. For example, is the Princess Sophia a missed opportunity? That was on one of the Spanish exams. Or is graffiti art or vandalism? And it's not necessarily your personal opinion that matters, but can you take the sources and use them as evidence to back your claim? So your claim is a solid yes or no to this question, and that is your thesis. And within that final sentence, your thesis is the last sentence in your intro paragraph. You write an intro paragraph, for example, graffiti is a topic that has been discussed many, many years as it's becoming arguably more and more popular. Lots of people have different opinions on it. Some graffiti can be used for to raise awareness as a form of activism, etc., etc. Therefore, graffiti is art and not vandalism because, and you list two reasons, and they have to be not only two reasons that you find in the sources, but two very, very different reasons. They can't be like kind of like 1A and 1B. Then what you do is your body paragraph 1 is the first reason in the thesis, okay? Then you use one or two sources to back your claim, and you can't cite them as far as like using direct quotations. You have to say, according to this source, or this source indicates, or this highlights, and always say which source it is. You're going to use one of the sources one time because either the article or the listening will back your claim and the other one will kind of go against it, but you can always use a piece of it to defend your argument. So whatever sources you didn't use in that first body paragraph are going to go into the second body paragraph to back up the second reason in your claim. You never switch your idea or argument. You never have a paragraph that goes against it. And a lot of people think that they do need to do that, and you don't. You are arguing very solidly about one thing with two massive reasons as to why you think that it should, like, for example, that graffiti should be considered art, not vandalism. And again, it's not about what you personally believe. A lot of my students actually go against their personal beliefs in this essay because a lot of the times the sources kind of lead you one way pretty quickly and easily, and you don't have a lot of time to be finding reasons that aren't there. So always go for the claim that's easiest. And if it happens to be your personal opinion or you have a small anecdote to add, that's for the conclusion. You can kind of add your own flavor to it, and the conclusion is basically restating your claim. Now, when you're citing the sources, you have to use them at least once, each and every one, but only use them in the body paragraphs. And remember, you're writing the essay around the reasons, not the sources. Okay? That is really, really important. Not each body paragraph is a source. Two body paragraphs, use all three sources within those two body paragraphs, but each body paragraph should have at least one source in that. And then the other one will have the other two that you didn't mention. Some advanced grammar, subjunctive, and if clauses. Try to use at least 4 to 5 subjunctive phrases. It's easy because it's asking your opinion. So it's really easy to say it's important that, it's fundamental that, it's necessary that, it's essential that. And then at least 2 to 3 if clauses, because a lot of these questions are hypotheticals that you're talking about, and it's the perfect time to use an if clause. And finally, you want to use at least 4 connectors, at least. These are transition words such as to start, to conclude. On the other hand, however, therefore, in addition to. And like I said, always make sure that you're using that outline. Okay. So again, intro where you introduce the idea. Last sentence is this thesis, which is answering the question, which is the topic of the essay. In that thesis, reason number one is body paragraph number one. Reason number two is body paragraph number two. Within those two body paragraphs, you are making reference to, paraphrasing, not directly quoting, the three sources to back your claim. And the conclusion, again, kind of restates what you've done. And if you want to add a personal anecdote, that is fine too. And that is how you attack the 4-paragraph argumentative essay on the AP Language and Cultures exam. If you have any questions or you want more info on AP exams, whether it's AP French, Spanish, whatnot, go to my website, makingspanishsimple.com, and subscribe today.